Hey guys, it's Heather Buckman here. I wanted to answer a couple questions for you. First, I'm going to apologize because I got a little bit of a cold, so I'm kind of stuffy and hopefully I won't cough through this video. But a lot of you guys have been asking me what kind of paper do I use and what kind of paper should I use for my Zentangles. So I just wanted to kind of give you a couple like notebooks that I use. I originally started with just a drawing sketch pad that you can buy from any art stores. This one's Canson, I'm sorry. And you can just kind of see like my first attempt at Zentangles were just like more like doodles. I just kind of drew little squiggly lines, drew my hand, and just doodled, like in there, so I'm just kind of skimming through a couple. So practice, there's just one in color. It was nothing. I mean, you guys like always ask like, where do you start? I started by just doing one little pattern in a box a day with a little quote, and this kind of was like my daily calendar. So this is how I started, and then I drew boxes, and I do, again, one tangle in each one. There's no shading. There's, this was my first attempt at shading, just kind of sketch lines. So it's just, this got a little bit better. I practiced more shading. I did circles instead of squares. So, I'm sorry they're kind of sideways, but that's the way my book goes. So this was my first one, and I used some, colors. I think this might even be one of our cover pages. But I filled this up, and I only did one side. I had fun. My bird. Nothing, you guys want to know how you get better? I got better by practicing. These are from, 2015, I think. And I just did a tangle and I added stuff to them. And what I like about them, and this is a great example, is it's perforated so you can pull them out. But I really, really think art books is a great place to start. So it's just a Canson. I got this, I think, at Michael's for a couple bucks. I mean, they're cheap and they're all in one spot and they're great. I have another one. This was my second book that I did. Again, it's another, this one was a sketch pad. I have a lot of blanks and I turned it into a diary journal. So I don't want to go through it, but every day I would post a picture and then I would write about it. So these are, this was my parents' bathroom floor in my bedroom, in their bedroom, in my old house. And again, I just kind of had fun with it. I sketched, something in it and turned it into a journal. So even, I was working on a happy birthday card or something. So this is my favorite book, guys. I just use art books. They're cheap. They're bound. It keeps everything in one spot. There's tons of pages. What is this one? I think I might say it. 60 sheets, and it's 90 pounds. So it's really kind of good, unless you're using really, I was using Sharpies for the outsides, which is why there's bleed through on the end. And I'm just not a ghosting kind of person, which is why I was skipping pages. But I mean, for the most part, that's Sharpies. For the most part, just the standard pens, they don't bleed through and you could easily write on the next page, right? For my friends who bullet journal, I use my bullet journal. I use a Rhodia, and you can kind of see in my Rhodia, I do a lot of stuff. And I started trying to do some Zentangles. Let me see if I can find them. I did some of these are watercolors, sometimes my journal's nice, sometimes it's not. I don't even know where my Zentangles are, honestly. Oh, here. So see, I did them in my dot journal. Honestly, the pages in this are awesome for when it comes down to writing with a fountain pen, but when it came down to shading and stuff like that, I really did not enjoy my Rhodia notebook as much as, some people probably do. So I kind of, moved on. I mean, I love my Rhodia, I love my bullet journal, but what I found was I started using a planner because I like the fact that I can move stuff around for my journal. So I kind of like have, I have prepaid pages and, kind of handmade pages in the middle here. So, I do what I need to do, but there's things that I don't want to like make planners sheets for every single day. So what I found was I found this neat little Fabriano book. It's only 40 pages. I kind of show you the back. It's all white book, but it fits right inside my planner. So I can carry it with me anytime I want. But I love this. And again, I'll show you, look at this is one of the bookmarks I made. But yeah, I'll show you some of the, tangles. I just did a square per page, or 2 pages, and I colored them in. And again, These are all shaded with pencil, and I took a spray adhesive and I put it over top of it so now it doesn't smear. And that's kind of why some of them, you know, come through a little bit more. But it's also got watercolors, colored pencils over here, and more watercolors. You know, and I love, you know, here I sketched a box and I never drew in it. More watercolors. I skipped a couple pages. You know, my Zentangle names. I think we did that as a challenge one month. But now, like my last couple months, you know, this is my October Zentangle, and here's my November one so far. I just did my hand and some colors. This is a fountain pen drawing that I did. But I like this one, you know, because again, it's just, you know, plain blank paper. It works really well with shading and for your art. And it's super easy to carry around like that in a, you know, if you guys do binders, planners. But I like it because it keeps my art all in one spot. The one reason I didn't like my, you know, book, my, you know, planner is I love my planner, but I found that it was like, you know, stuff was everywhere. So, you know, here's my ZenArtChallenge, you know, from July, and then you have to skim through, you know, I don't even know where they are. And you know, it's nice, but I like lost. Where is there? There it is. There's August. So I was just getting lost with, you know, everything being all over the place, and I like my art in one spot. So that's what I wanted to kind of share to you today is, you know, just a couple different reviews. This is great for fountain pens, but honestly, the dot, you know, the dot paper is nice, but it's not really nice for shading. Sketchbooks are definitely the cheapest way to go. There's, you know, drawing, there's sketchbooks, there's mixed media for watercolors. Again, the pages tear out, but they make great pages. I love them. They're one of my favorites. And only because I use now kind of a ring binder as my bullet journal. This is kind of a mess right now, and I didn't even plan on putting it in a video. But it keeps all my art in one book. You know, look, I got 2 of my tangles back to back. So there's October, there's November, and then I still put some art in it, you know, in there as well. So it's nice to have everything in one spot. Easy to carry, very lightweight. You guys are asking me about pens. Let me just quickly show you. My favorite are the Macarons by Pingmum. They're super easy to use. They come in different colors. This one's blue. I have a whole bag of them. You know, they come in all different thicknesses, you know, pen thicknesses. But these are my go-to pens. I have a couple pencils that I use, just some basic art pencils, Art Loft, so they're cheap. And then the rolled paper as my shading tools. They're kind of dirty. So that's all I use for Zentangle is basically I have my you know, couple pens. I really only use like the 01 and maybe the 03 or something for shading areas. So I really use 2 pens and this book, and that's all I use. Oh, and my color, you know, my pencils and my rolled paper. So I keep it simple, guys. Like, you know, everybody wants to get these big expensive things. This thing probably costs a couple bucks. These things probably cost, like, you know, for US dollars, probably like $5 or less. This Rhodia notebook, as much as everybody loves it, is probably like closer to 20. I have a Rhodia dot one now where I tear the page, you know, I'll just kind of go back to this. So like this is my Thanksgiving one, you know, so these are from a notebook page where you can tear the pages out. So it's a little bit cheaper than, you know, the hard book, but again, it's, you know, I kind of, you can see I doodle on it, but it's not, I don't Zentangle on them. I just don't find it, to be the best paper quality. So, you know, there's my kind of review. I hope this helps you for what kind of paper. Definitely stop by my website, heatherbuckman.com. I'll try to update it with some more information. If you haven't joined my newsletter, join my newsletter for the Zentangle. It's where you go and sign up for the Zentangle challenge on my website. Just sign up for the challenge. It's going to give you a link to the Zentangle group, but it will also get you on my newsletter for some more tips and stuff about Zentangle and how to draw, and a couple other things about making your life, you know, just a little bit happier and living better. So I shouldn't leave this. So there you go. Have a great day. I hope this helps. If it helps, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have a, you know, great pen that you love, or a great, you know, pad of paper that you love that you want to share, definitely leave it in a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Bye.